What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Wednesday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt after a really frustrating night last night. Okay, let's talk for a second. First, the Boston Bruins cashed our future. All right, they won, come from behind win. Great win over the Florida Panthers. They play again here tonight, but they have 99 points. Over 98.5 points, that cashes. Now they're playing the Tampa Bay Lightning, who have 85 points. We played under 96.5 points for the Lightning. It's going to get dicey. I mean, it's going to be tight. We need a losing streak here by Tampa Bay at the end of the year. They've been playing really well. They're 7-2-1 over their last 10. A week ago, I thought we were good. They've been really hot lately, and I'm like, dang it. So I would love to see the Bruins beat the Lightning here tonight, and then the Lightning go on a little 4-game losing streak, and we could cash that under 96.5. But the Bruins came in, that cashed. So we started the night 1-0. I had the Milwaukee Bucks game nailed. 30-point under. That game was an auto, easy, walk to the window. Except Doc Rivers sucks. Can we all just say this right now? Doc Rivers is horrible. He has more losses as the head coach of the Bucks than the Boston Celtics do all year. Think about that. How bad that is. You blow a lead. You can't hit free throws at the end of the game. You blow a layup to win the game at the end. Game goes to overtime and then double overtime. Never should have gone to even the first overtime. No LeBron James, just an absolutely embarrassing loss for the Bucks at home. But the under was right there. That was a good handicap. I'll play that every single time. That's just a bad break, okay? That's a bad break. The other game, forget it, okay? It was a bad bet. I bet the over. The under came in. Steam came heavily on the under. Kings at home just got worked. The better bet would have been I liked the Dallas Mavericks to win the game, and they just killed the Kings. So it should have been a Mavericks play, but that would have been a 1-2 night, right? Well, then, as I told you last night, play over 4.5 for Edmonton and Winnipeg because the third period was dicey. I knew it was going to be a dicey third period, so I said, look we're not going to play around in the third period, okay? Middle this thing. Go over 4.5, which I did. Game went to overtime, 3-3, 4-3 final. So we get the loss on the official play. But if you came back and bet the other unit, like I said, you lost 0.1 on that. So the night played out, even though officially it's one of those weird nights. Like officially, the card looks really ugly. But if you're listening to the podcast and you played what I told you to play, as I've said before, either play everything or play nothing. Like when I tell you to middle it, try to middle it because there's a reason for that. Now, I didn't see Dallas, the Stars, not, let me see, that game over yet? Did they go to the second period yet? Oh yeah, wow. Both bets hit. Over 2.5 goals in the second. Well, they scored 6 goals in the second period, Dallas and San Jose. Unbelievable. 6 goals. Wow. 3 apiece in that third period. And the third period for Winnipeg and Edmonton, that hit again because we saw 3 goals scored in the third period. So it was over 2.5 and over 2.5. If you parlayed those two together like I talked about, it's like a 5-1 return that would have hit for you right there on that. That's amazing. But over 1.5 in both was still going to be a pretty good. I think it was like minus 110 or something. It was pretty good to do that. So you would have hit over 1.5, but over 2.5 hit for both the third period, Oilers and the Jets, and for Dallas and the Sharks. How about that? So those were good reads. I read the board correctly. It just officially came out just with a 1-3 night because we get the Bruins win to come in. So it's a 1-3 mark for us. And that puts us, pretty much like down 0.2, right, for the week? So pretty much flat for the week. So we head towards today. All right, here's what I'm doing. I'm going to go light, okay? I'm not in love with the hockey schedule tonight. I might add something a little bit later, but I'm not in love with the hockey schedule. It's, it's not it's a good, it's a decent, those two games, sorry. It's Ottawa, Buffalo, and Boston, Tampa. So we're going to pass on hockey tonight, although I want the Bruins to win the game. We're going to play two plays in basketball in the NBA, and I'm going to give you two bets for opening day in Major League Baseball. Because here's the thing. I'll go light on Thursday, on Wednesday, a little heavier on Thursday because, well, we've got basketball games. I don't know what I'm doing yet on Thursday. I haven't made up my mind yet as to what I'm going to do yet on Thursday for the games, the NCAA tournament games. So many of our futures are playing out that it's, I'm kind of like, what do we do on Thursday? Do I want to get involved? Do I not want to get involved? Do I want to let the futures ride out? We've got Arizona against Clemson. We've got Alabama against North Carolina. I have Illinois against Iowa State. We have futures in all three of those games. 3 of the 4 games, we have futures. We need Arizona. We need North Carolina. We need Iowa State just to win. And I don't know if I want to really dip into it all that much. I don't know if I want to hedge off of it either. So I don't know what I'm doing yet on Thursday. So I've got 2 baseball plays for you. Friday, by the way, we've got Marquette against NC State, future on that. And we've got Creighton and Tennessee playing. We're good there. We have one of our teams. One team will die. One team will advance. Just the way that it's going to go here for us with the way we're playing it out. We have at least one team in the Elite Eight. We could wind up with 5 teams in the Elite Eight, which would be amazing. We have 5 of the 8. That would be awesome. If we could wind up with 5 of the 8 teams, so that would mean we would get UConn up against Iowa State to go to the Final Four. North Carolina up against Arizona, guaranteed a team in the Final Four there. We would have Tennessee playing or Creighton playing against Purdue or Gonzaga. So we need a win there on that. And then we'd have Marquette up against either Houston or Duke for a chance to the Final Four there. When we get to, if we get to, like the Elite Eight, this is where I always thought I would do a larger hedge, okay? We come in heavier on the Elite Eight, 5 unit, 4 unit, somewhere in that range. I'll do the math. I'll figure it out. I'll tell you guys what we're going to do with that, but just be on the lookout for Thursday or Friday to be maybe not that great from a college basketball standpoint in terms of bets. I may just let the thing ride out. Like, we don't need to do all that much. The hope is to come in here and to get ourselves to the Elite Eight where we can start to hedge off of these guys with pretty good tickets, right? We don't want to kill it, but we don't want to lose money. So 2 units, 3 units, somewhere in that range, and we'll escalate it up as we go. So stick around, stay tuned, Thursday, Friday plays, but I do have baseball plays for us, opening day plays for us. I'm going to give you here in just 1 second. Before we do that, omahsteaks.com/juice. Have you guys gone there and used it? 100% satisfaction, money back guarantee there. Subscriptions are available. Free burgers for life when you get one, and you get 10% off your first purchase at omahsteaks.com. Go check out what they've got available for you right now. Great curated packages available at omahsteaks.com/juice. All right, let's start in the NBA. Toronto is hosting the New York Knicks. Toronto has gone under 7 straight games. Toronto has gone under 8 of the last 10. Toronto is 24-12 to the under this year at home. I know the number's low. I understand 209 is low. 19-16, the Knicks on the road. And what's interesting about these teams so far, they've played one time in Toronto. The game went over. 218 went over, but that was before the trade deadline. Before they traded everybody away. So that game went over. Then they played the Knicks on the road, and it went over by 44.5 points. Which was like, okay, that's somewhat surprising. Then they played on the road again, and the game went under. It was 230, though, and it went under by 4. Knicks have been playing under teams on the road. They played Denver on the road, 208.5, went over by 4 points. Golden State on the road, 212, went over by 19. But Sacramento was 216.5, went under by 27 points. Portland, 202.5, and the game still went under at 4.5 in the last 4 road games for the Knicks. Against Cleveland on the road, 208.5, same total as tonight, went under by 3.5 points. Philadelphia, 228.5, went under by 22.5 points. So you get my drift. These last 2 games, Golden State and Denver, kind of more indicative of the opponent than what the Knicks have been doing. and 7 straight unders. We're going to keep on betting this. I mean, this is the lowest total so far of all of these. 209 may be the lowest point they're going to get to, but I'm going to go under until they go over. I'm going to go under 209 Toronto and the New York Knicks. Second bet in the NBA. Clippers are at Philadelphia. Clippers, look, they're 18-18 on the road this year, ATS. However, 7-3 over their last 10 to the under. 4-1 over the last 5 to the under. Last 3 have gone under. Philadelphia, 19-17 to the over at home, but Philadelphia has not been scoring a lot at home recently. Last 2 games at home that's the ATS. Sorry, hold on. Totals. We're looking for totals here. Sorry. 19-16, the Clippers. Flip that around. Clippers are 7-3 to the over. 9-1 to the under. Philadelphia over their last 10. 4-1 to the under over their last 5. I apologize for getting those numbers mixed up. That was ATS, not under. This is the over-under numbers. 19, 16-1 Clippers to the under on the year. 9-1 to the under for Philadelphia. 18-18 this season, but lately, my goodness gracious. At home, Miami under by 17.5 points. 206.5. Charlotte, 209.5, under by 2.5. New Orleans, 222, under by 24 points. Memphis did go over, and Charlotte went over, but Milwaukee, Cleveland, New York, and Miami all went under. The only game so far in the month of March since the 8th of March, only one game has gone over. That was against the Clippers on the road, 215. Went over by 12.5 points the last time these two teams played. Now we're coming back to Philadelphia. Even the Clippers have gone over 4 straight games. I'm playing the under 218.5 in here. We're going to bet the streak here. The Clippers not scoring that many points in Philadelphia, playing better defense at home, not allowing the Clippers to score. Their last game on the road against Sacramento, 220.5, went under by 16.5 points. So Charlotte, Miami, New Orleans, last 3 games, all under at home for Philadelphia. Let's make it 4 in a row. Under 218.5 for Philadelphia and the Clippers. Okay? So we're going to keep on playing these unders. I like playing the NBA unders. It's been a profitable angle for me over the last couple of weeks, betting NBA unders. I know it's not really all that fun to bet NBA unders. Don't bet it or fade it. Bet the over if you want. I may go 1-1. You may go 0-2. You may guys go 2-0. I'm not going to be offended here if you bet the over on these games. It's the NBA. Look what happened with the Bucks and the Lakers. Okay, that game was handicapped perfectly and it flew over because it went to double overtime because the Bucks suck. You can tell I'm mad about that. Over 209, Toronto and the Knicks. Under 218.5, Philadelphia and the Clippers. Okay, to opening day. Let's start with the Pirates and the Marlins. The total is 7.5 in this game. Look it. The Marlins are not going to score a lot of runs. Okay. If you look at FanGraphs and the projection for the Marlins offensively this year, they're predicted to score about 4.5 runs per game. The Pirates are predicted to score kind of the similar 4.5 runs per game, but the Pirates are predicted to have a negative 37 run differential. The Marlins are again predicted to have a negative 6 run differential. The total being 7.5. I think if you take a look at the starting pitchers in this game and where I think at home, Luzardo is going to be tremendous. He's been great at home. Mitch Keller hasn't been horrific for the Pirates, all right? Neither one of these offenses can really do very much, all right? Neither offense is really built to score a lot of runs, in particular early. The Marlins are going to give up very few runs. Their pitching staff is good. They're not going to score very many runs. I'm going under 7.5 with Keller and Luzardo. I think it's something like a 4-2 final, something in that range between these two. I don't expect the Pirates to score a lot of runs. Don't expect the Marlins to score a lot of runs, even though it is indoors, but it's March. The offenses are going to be sluggish coming out of the gate. We saw it in the first game for the Dodgers and the Padres. Just unders on opening day are normally a pretty good play. Under 7.5 Pirates and the Marlins on Thursday, opening day, 1.1 units. And we're going to go to a game that we played late night on the East Coast. Diamondbacks against the Rockies. Kyle Freeland was good early on the road last year. He turned things around, and they're going to need him desperately because the Rockies aren't going to score on anyone. The Rockies are projected to have the worst offense in Major League Baseball. They're projected to have a negative 194 run differential this year. Rockies could be the worst team in baseball easily. But Freeland wasn't bad to start the year last year. On the road against San Diego when he pitched on March 31st. March 31st. They won the game 4-1. He had no earned runs given up, went 6 innings, pitched really well. On the road in April, the second road start against Philadelphia, gave up 4 earned runs. They lost the game 4-3, but he wasn't horrible. On the road against Pittsburgh, gave up 2 earned runs in a 2-0 loss. On the road against Texas, he got touched up for 5 earned runs, but that was in May when things warm up in Texas, okay? Coming out of the gate, he wasn't horrible. He was pretty decent. And the end of last year, Kyle Freeland, he was an over machine till he wasn't. At Coors Field, he gave up a lot of runs, but on the road, he wasn't that bad. Pitching, on the road against Arizona, this team he's facing on Thursday night, 3-2 win, gave up 2 earned runs in 6 innings. So the bullpen's always the fear factor with the Rockies, but they're not at home. They're in Arizona, and it's early. And Arizona is going to be throwing their ace. And, Zach Gallen was tremendous last year. And Zach Gallen is expected to be even better. Diamondbacks just got Jordan Montgomery. So, they're riding high. They're fired up about what they're going to do. They're trying to contend with the Dodgers to be right there. But, they want to get back to the postseason, and they want to show everybody that last year wasn't a fluke. And, look, Zach Gallen throwing him out there, game 1, ace to roll with. I don't think he's going to give up many runs, okay? I definitely lean towards run line Diamondbacks, but I'm not betting run line out of the gate, okay? Run line out of the gate. Run line is probably the best play for the Diamondbacks in that game, but I cannot recommend doing that out of the gate. It's just not something I could feel really comfortable doing just because. 17-9 with a 3.47 ERA last year for Zach Gallen. At home, he was tremendous. In his first start at home last year, 7 innings, no earned runs given up in a 3-0 win over Milwaukee. He followed that up with a 9-0 win against San Diego in his second start at home, where they won the game 9-0, 7 innings, no earned runs. I don't think the Rockies score very much. I'm just wondering how many runs did the Diamondbacks score. So I would hate to have a 1-0 loss on opening day and you wind up losing the run line. But I do think the run line's a good play. I'll have a personal play on the run line for the Diamondbacks over the Rockies, but the official play is going to be just going under 8.5 for 1.1 units, under 8.5 Arizona and the and the Rockies. All right, so 4 bets, 2 on Wednesday, 2 on Thursday. Okay, baseball's is Thursday, basketball is tonight. Under 209, Toronto and the Knicks. Under 218.5, Philadelphia and the Clippers. Thursday, under 7.5, Pirates, Marlins, Diamondbacks, and the Rockies, under 8.5 on Thursday. There may be more on Thursday, but those are our first 2 bets for baseball and opening day. 4 unders. That might be a record for me. I'm not sure I've bet 4 unders before, but bet what you see, right? Unders and dogs. It's kind of where your eye goes, to unders and dogs. Public bets favorites and overs. We're betting unders and dogs. Sometimes it's really profitable. Sometimes it's not. It hasn't been great in the NCAA tournament, that's for sure. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning. The Daily Juice Podcast, always being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.